Yes, I should do what I did last night for like a second. I had to get up because it's getting miserable. Stretch out a little. It's probably cushiony. I need something else. I feel like way too far away and like way too like lounging around. It feels good. It feels good. What was I saying? I'm so tired. Every movement I make now takes so much effort, and it wasn't like this before. Damn. Okay, so my back hurts at least, like, because of that rest. I need something. It's like not even enough. So where was I? I'm so ADHD, I get everything out at once. I wish I just knew everything. Then I just I gotta figure out where I started off. The thing that infuriates me, like, so much I'm gonna say. Okay. Because everything correlates anyway. I need more water. You know what I was doing last night? I made my back hurt because, like, you know, I said I was going to run these chairs and then I had to lay down. For, like, I ended up, which was good because I ended up getting to watch Willy Wonka, but I was trying to do this. So now I just have more to add to the story, and it just makes it longer. This must be like the longest thing you've ever watched. Ever. Ow. I'm burning. I don't know how to do this. I just don't know how to set. Just like my court situation. I don't know what to do in that situation. I have a lime green car, and ever since I started driving around my town, the town police and the state police have been pulling me over for things I didn't even do, which is ridiculous because I always follow the rules. I was, you know, I'm a safe person, and I wouldn't, you know, want to harm another person because of my stupidity, like, in disregard for the rules. Like, I mean, they're there for a reason. So anyway, I got this lime green car, and maybe I'll post a picture if, you know, I figure out how to do that. And I never got in trouble before that. I had like a 3-year thing that I could use, but they said I went through a red light, and I would still have to pay like an $85 ticket, and I didn't have that $85 anyway, and I shouldn't have been in court, and I shouldn't have had to go to all these court dates. I had to go to like a million because they had to get the police officer there, and then like whatever. So whole mess. It's a whole mess. The state's ridiculous. I live in Rhode Island. I like Rhode Island. I love it. You know, you got the beach. I love the beach. I have to like live somewhere near the ocean. You know, I debated being a truck driver so I could drive cross country. I just can't back up into that little hole with this huge thing. So I would just live somewhere near the water, and they have the trees, they have like different seasons, and I don't really like winter. winter, and a couple of nights ago, like it's warm out now, it's hot, but a couple of nights ago it was like freezing, and I get so cold, and this winter's gonna suck, especially with my back issue, because it's been summer, you know, like when like they had one put like this big heating pad onto my back, and it made all the pain go away. I was like, oh wow, nice. It was so heavy. It was heavy enough and thick enough to hold the heat, and they put it there for like 10 minutes, and then like, you know, they're supposed to do like a massage, but like he took like one of those things you get from Walmart with the 4 balls at the end, then vibrating, but he didn't have the vibrating one, and he just kind of like went, alright, it was alright, it was good, but did that, and then like had to do like just like a test to see what my mobility was. Um, and that made it feel good. I was like, wow, that actually worked. Maybe I don't have a problem. And not more than sometimes when I walked, like a lot of times when I walked out to the lady, it started like coming back, or like I just feel it like dull. Then like I go out to the car, sit in the car or something, and not more than like 10 minutes to a half hour later I'd be back. But just because I had that relief, it hurt pretty bad too. There were long days and months where everything just hurt and I was so miserable. I couldn't do nothing, you know, there was days where I was just crying, and I don't know, but they all swear they can't give me anything after so long, and I haven't gotten into the pain center. They started offering me that like 4 months in, saying that, you know, they'd send me there to, you know, help with my pain, and you know, once you have it for 4 months, that's a long time, like, when every minute is like torture, like, you're, ow, and it was such a stupid, simple little mistake. It happened in an instant. Like I said, I'm a dancer, not anymore, because I tried to do that and then I hurt, and I have to do it for like the next however long, forever, because it all builds upon, especially when I was working. I was trying to do like light duty part-time, and that was just so hard, and for some reason like people just don't see it. Like, I guess, I don't know, I try to have a good outlook, and I try to just get over it because it makes me miserable. But I was working so hard, I had to sit most of the time. By the end of it, I was mostly sitting. I felt like I needed a wheelchair just to get from like the middle of the store to the break room. Because like, I didn't feel like I could walk, or I just like wanted to take the easy route out and not walk, because walking would take me like a couple minutes. Like, you know, I have long legs, but it would just take me so long, and I felt like a grandma, or I'd need one of those walkers to walk down, and then like they started yelling at me, you know, I was back from my breaks late. I'd be sitting back there, my chiropractor gave me like these 2 like gel ice packs that you can't find anywhere, but I put them on my back, but they don't last long. Like, the cold goes away, and they don't get rid of the pain. It does something, like it dulls it, but I don't like the cold at all. Usually in the winter, like, I'm like wicked huddled under like 5 blankets. And they say it's because I'm like thin or whatever, but I've gained considerable weight and I was still cold. So, whatever. I did like Arizona, but I don't think I could handle Arizona anymore. That was when I was like real little. I'm glad I lived in New England. It grew on me. I grew to like it after years and years. Besides all like the very rude people. everyone's in a rush, but that's okay. Like, you know, you have to be in a rush sometimes. My gosh. My back hurts. I'm so tired of, like, complaining about it, dealing with it. I should have been to the pain center in like 2 weeks, because just 2 whole, like a week or even a couple of days when it first started, I was just like, ow, like I hurt all the time. I was like, this is ridiculous, it won't go away. And like I said, it was like a second. And they have a back injury prevention program there at my work. It's retail, hardware store. They're enemies. They play enemy wars or whatever. Lowe's and Home Depot. They're like, but their floors are made of concrete, and I suspect that's because of all the machinery that they run in all the heavy aisles that they hold, like of 2x4s. Ow. So I worked there twice. I used to be able to, you know, lift like an 80-pound bag of concrete every now and then. Like, I worked up my way. I was stalking an aisle, I was just pulling everything forward. And even just doing that, because I had to like go down low, like I was just like trying to like use proper technique or whatever. And just because I like posture and like brace and like, but that place like even just takes a toll on you anyway because of the concrete floors. You know, minimum wage isn't much. They do pay you more than that. A good amount more, but like even on that wage, like you can't have a cell phone, an apartment, and a car insurance and car repairs. Never mind, you can't have that at all. Never mind if you want internet or cable. To you know what's going on in the world. Is this like a ploy by the government? Do you like, you just make us so poor that we're so uninformed? For like the average man, like how much do we know about Obama and Romney? Not much. And I haven't personally watched the debate, but everybody who has that I've seen, I've seen them speaking out. And usually no one's very political. I mean, I'm certainly not. That's not like my first foremost like thought in my mind when I wake up. I'm like, I don't know, I just let them do whatever they do. But the thing is, it's getting to a point where, you know, they have like that Wall Street thing and like the 99% and the 1% and now this, but now we're forced to vote between 2 people who suck. And everybody says, you know, they're liars. They're just both liars. You know, couple different sources, couple different people I know personally. The average American's view on what's going on. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My backstory, I just pulled something forward. But it was 50 pounds, and that I was being safe, and in that moment, I was like, you know what? I was like, ow, it hurt bad. I was like, maybe that's fine. And I'm like, it's not my bag, it's alright. Like, it's gonna be fine. And I was like, I just pulled like something real quick, and it's gonna be fine. And then I can't move, I can't bend down anymore. Like, it's so hard to like get something out of the fridge, like hug my like niece and nephew, like pick them up, carry around my pocketbook. I read books. I put books in my pocketbook. I can't carry half the shit I want around. Holding myself is horrible. That's retarded. And like I said, I drop everything, you know. That's the biggest problem at my work, is like I would drop something that I desperately needed to pick up, and I'm like, shit. I was like, and I'm one of those grabber things, but like that can't pick up everything. So I'd have to just bend down, pick it up, try to go quick, try to do it good. And that's all I do all day, try to do it real good. Anyway. It was that quick. And then I was like, and then I took a couple minutes, and I'm like, well, maybe, I'll go away. So I was like, okay, it's fine. And then I reached to get something, and then it hurt, and I was like, it's not bad. And my manager just asked me to go front that aisle, and I felt so bad because I love being asked to do that. I love being like the person to do stuff with my hands. I love cooking. I was in culinary. I wanted to tinker with cars. I wanted to like become a mechanic. I wanted to fix it all. So I love like being able to put things in their place and doing all that and matching up codes. And I was like, they're never gonna ask me to do anything ever again. Even if like this isn't lasting. If it goes away in a few days, that'll be great. But like, and then I tried again after that, and I was like, this sucks. And I was like, I really don't want to go to my manager. And so I went to him, and I'm like, you're gonna hate me. And I think he got wrapped for it, or that's the rumors anyway, that he got his keys withheld or something. I was like, they can't hold away his keys, he's just a manager. But that's what I keep hearing, and then I heard that like he got in all this trouble because I'm injured now, but it's not his fault. And it's not my fault. I was doing everything properly, everything I could. I would not wish this on my worst enemy, I have said before. I wouldn't inflict that much pain and torture onto someone. And it's fucked with my mind over the past months, like, totally. I've lost me somewhere in there, and then, I keep trying to look up and find me, and then it makes you insane, it makes you crazy. But, especially when, like, your doctors won't do anything to help you. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, it still hurts right now. It's burning and aching and clenched in my back because I have fractured spine. I have like X-rays, MRIs. I have a herniated disc down below, and in the disc sends the nerve pain. So the tramadol that they give me helps with the nerve pain. So once that builds up, like, I'm like hunched over real hard, and then because I didn't take it for a while, and I was like, it's not working. Like, I keep taking it, and I'm still hurting, not working. So I stopped taking it for like 2 weeks, and then I took some, and then I noticed the shooting pains down my legs, and like the pain over there, some of it receded. So that was awesome, but the rest of the pain is still there. And it goes right up my back, and then it goes into my neck, and then it gives me headaches, it gives me stomach aches. I was nauseous last night. It's like a nausea, but it's like a clenching in your stomach. And what sucks is that I'm getting just started moving in here, and I have to move everything around. And behind this couch is all my stuff. And I have to move that around today to make room for, like, my bed that they're bringing in. The couch actually wasn't that bad last night, but I woke up and I stretched. I try to do the walking thing, I have to just force myself to do these things sometimes because it's going to get worse if I don't. So I have to keep some of it. That was good with the water aerobics that they were doing because it kind of makes your body a little weightless. And then that's when I noticed I started to try to walk more normal like myself. Like, that was the only way I could do it. It was still really hard, and it still is. But I've been trying to do that, focus on that. Obama and Romney. Nobody wants to vote for either of them, so why do we have to? This is the country's democratic thing. Also, another thing that people get really pissed about, and this made no sense to me whatsoever when I started voting, that your vote doesn't count as a vote. Like, the states have, like, numbers, and, like, nobody, like, every man or woman who does their vote should count as a vote towards one or the other. That is democracy. What are we doing here? Like, I'm very, like, I'm a Libra, maybe that has something to do with it, but I'm very, like, fair and just. Like, I have, like, also I've not been a fan of the underdog just because they're the underdog, but, like, I was watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, all those little kids are assholes. Like, except for Charlie. And at first, I was going to say the fat kid wasn't an asshole, but then he was, and I remembered because he goes to Charlie when they first make it into the factory, and he's eating, like, his chocolate, and he's like, oh, do you want some chocolate? And then Charlie's like, yeah. He thought he was going to share him, and he's like, well, then you should have bring your own. But Charlie's poor, so he couldn't not bring his own. He, like, got 1 bar, 2 bars, and this tea is so good. I used ice cream instead of cream, no sugar. There was this debate online that I was reading. It was making me laugh, so I just kept reading it because it was between the Brits, and or England rather, and America, and one of the British people was like, I was like QRA, and they're like, how do Americans make their tea? And I like tea. I drink tea. I drink coffee and tea, but not all the time. And they're like, because these 2 posts, which were on Reddit, highly disappoint me, or like just totally like weirded them out. They didn't understand it. But those 2 things were a whole debate on how we don't have, like, electric tea kettles, like the plastic when you plug it into the wall and it heats up your water, and then there's some debate over because we have 120 volts while they had 240. I just heat some water up to boiling on the stove real quick. It doesn't take that long. You know, put it on, come back in a few minutes, it's done. And, you know, go brush your hair or something. And then it's done, and then you put your tea in, tea bags mostly, because that's what we have. And other people said that too, like, unless you have like a special tea shop to go to. So I put some tea bags in. I put like a little hot water to like soak the tea bags and get all the air bubbles out so it stays down, or like, you know, put like a spoon or a fork on it, and then I pour all the hot water and let it sit there. This time I put ice cream on it for my cream. But then there was Americans saying that they put like their cup in the microwave to heat up their water. That's disgusting to me. I don't like microwaves. They're like nuking them. The microwave we've had actually sounds like it's like and I'm like, it's ingesting like weird hormones into my food and messing with the molecules, and it's gonna come out something completely different. It's usually fine though. A lot of people say that just nobody else cares. I think it's icky. I'm kind of a germophobic sometimes. I've taught myself not to be because I was living with a few boys who were very, very, very messy and dirty. And I cleaned a few times and I was just like, fuck you, I'm not cleaning up your mess. I'm just not dealing with this. I'm gonna ignore it. And I just like made my own little area. So Obama and Romney, basically everybody's saying that Romney just lied. They both are liars to begin with. Ow, my stupid back. They're both liars to begin with. And Romney will just lie his ass off to please the general audience so that he gets the votes. And Obama, what was he doing? I had all of this. Actually, I saved some of something else on here, so I'd have my words straight. Ow, 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 ow. I need to move again somehow. I got this phone. I had the Droid X, and then I had the Droid X2, and those are both dual core. And this one has one core, and then there's like 60 free games. Android's way better than iPhone. I can prove it to iPhone users. They're like, no, it's not. I have a Mac. I love Macs because of the no viruses thing, and they're easy, simply used, and intuitive. But the iPhone, no, I like the apps. I like that you can have different apps. It's unfortunate that I have to do this. Okay. Because this side hurts like a little worse, but I can't even bend down. Doing that little bending I just did to grab the pillow just reminded me that of my upper back. Anyway, see if I just close out touchscreen. My friend's a news junkie. He's on like Pulse and Reddit and all that every day, so I asked him to find me Obama and Romney stuff to prove my points and just generally inform me on what's going on. But so he sent me a couple links on here. But it said something, and oh yeah, so he said that everybody's saying that they're both liars. He said that Mitt Romney is basically lying just to appeal to general America. But he has like I forgot those words. He's like corporate agendas, as all Republicans do. I got something to say on that to you later. Something about McDonald's and stuff. And then he says, pay attention to Bill Clinton. He's on the sideline pointing out a bunch of shit, been a huge advocate, out of nowhere, big assistance. And then I said something about Obama, which I read the other night, which seems to be true, that he's just on the path of, oh, everything is going smoothly, it's going fine, let's keep on this path, you want to vote me. But nothing's happening, and we're still in poverty.